Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk to you guys about whether or not Sakura Haruno is useless. And this is such a big topic that this was something that I couldn't do on my own. This is one of those ones where I'm like, man, you know, if I'm gonna go balls deep, I absolutely gotta get the man who says that he's always going balls deep. Hey, Deal, you wanna introduce yourself?
This is kind of crazy, guys. You guys saw us do a stream earlier on my channel, so I'm here with Ian. We got Joe, the animator, with here too.
For those of you who don't follow Joe on Twitter, which you really need to, but if you don't follow Joe on Twitter, Joe is essentially the personal defense lawyer for Sakura Haruno. For everyone doing all that blasphemy, that's the dude who, he don't just got a nightcap and shield and sword. This dude got a bazooka and all types of stuff. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
Yeah, that's me, Joe. You know, I like Sakura a lot. You know, so when the truth needs to be told, I tell it, regardless.
Oh yeah, and all of you guys know that we're Sakura dick riders out here. I've done multiple Sakura videos. You guys dislike the shit out of it. I'm sure Ian has done a few on his channel.
Good Lord, yeah, like just talking how strong Sakura is. People are like, oh, well, she wasn't that strong. She isn't that good of a ninja. She didn't crush Obito's eye. Oh, she didn't crush Madara's eye. Oh, she got pin cushioned by Madara. Like, disrespect is real. But you know, and again, I get accused of being a Sakura dick rider. She ain't even in my top 5 for characters. But that doesn't mean I hate the character though. So on the real. So when it comes to all these talking points about Sakura, saying that she's a useless character, you always see the exact same points put up over and over, and it's like no matter what the character does, it almost feels as if, like, I joke about 1010 being the 8th Hokage. Sakura could legit be the 8th Hokage and like one shot every member in the Car organization. All of a sudden, people would still find a way to take a dump on her and downplay the feats. And so,
for sure.
Oh my God! Imagine in the next Boruto chapter, where Kodachi, he makes Sakura teleport and help. That would be crazy if she helps against that Boro dude.
Yeah, but then they're gonna say Boro's fodder, even though Delta's the weakest member of Car.
Exactly.
And Delta pushed to suppress Naruto, but a guy is stronger than Delta. If Sakura is handling him, oh man, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like the author says,
they'll just say that the Karma Seal is overpowered, and that's what helped her win.
Oh shit! See,
they'll say he held back.
Yeah, see, like that's why they need to have like Sakura fight against Delta, and you just see it because you got a baseline for Delta. Now you see where Sakura goes.
Oh yeah, that would be sick.
All right, so just going into the first point. So the first point that we have up here is that Sakura is useless and doesn't do anything. Now, who wants to take this one first?
I think I will. She's clearly not useless because she runs around saving the lives of countless people, including Naruto himself multiple times. Had it not been for her, the story would have ended a long time ago.
Okay, can you give an instance on that?
For example, we have the part when they're facing Zabuza, and Zabuza did a sneak attack on Naruto, which was going to cut off his head. And who saved him? Sakura. She tackled him and pinned him down, having the blade swing right over both of their heads, which would have killed him.
Which is another reason you should read the manga.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Sakura saved Naruto's life so many times, even in the war, man. Who the fuck was pumping his heart?
Yo, thank you. Like right there. I want to say that's like around volume 60. I want to say that's around volume 69 or 70. It's towards the end of the war arc, and like you see Naruto's heart stop beating, and Sakura recognizes that Naruto's about to die, and his heart is like literally 2 beats away from that's just it. So she cuts open his side, goes underneath his rib cage, grabs his heart, molds chakra on her hand, and forces his heart to beat. And she doesn't take her hand off of his heart until after he's able to stand up on his own 2 feet after getting Hagoromo's chakra. If she doesn't do that, the dude's dead.
He's gone.
No. It's crazy, and that just shows you how good her medical ninjutsu is, because in Boruto she's been declared as the best medical ninjutsu person ever or something.
So
I don't get why people just don't acknowledge that. It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, when you hate a character, you refuse to give them credit no matter what it is, honestly.
So I have a question for you guys on that, right? So, do you guys think that if Tsunade was there, let's say Tsunade had the chakra, do you think that Tsunade would have thought to do something that unorthodox to keep Naruto alive, or do you think that she would have freaked out?
She's over her fear of blood, correct?
Yes.
So, I mean...
She's over the fear of blood.
Something
Yeah, I
tells me
think she would have.
Yeah, she probably would do it.
So does that
And if
downplay
not, she
Sakura in
would
any way
probably
then?
do something else, like maybe stick Katsuyu on his wound or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
She might stick Katsuyu on there. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's a good point because Tsunade relies on that summon a lot, man.
But at this point, though, like the chakra is out of his body because like the Nine Tails molds in with his chakra and the QB's been extracted from him. And we do know that based off of the manga stating multiple times, even though you're an Uzumaki, eventually that life force is going to end.
Yep.
Eventually, that's it. So if she would have put Katsuyu on him, there's no guarantee that he's going to stay
Yeah,
alive.
that's no guarantee. Well, considering
Yeah.
Tsunade did train Sakura, I'm pretty sure she's smart enough to probably think of doing the exact same thing. I mean, she's no fool. So
I agree. That's a good point.
Okay, now when it comes to also she doesn't do anything, that also kind of goes into one thing that I like to say a lot. Now I touch on it in What Ifs in a very brief way. If Sakura never learns medical ninjutsu, never, there are multiple characters, they're dead. The first one that comes off the top of my head is Kankuro's dead, Chiyo's dead, and Sasori's still running around out there somewhere.
yeah, let's not forget that Hinata's dead. Everybody's girlfriend, she's dead.
Pain Arc, she was the one keeping her alive. Pain Arc, yeah.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, like she was healing her and she was like, Hinata, you really love
I
Naruto.
know. And people give so much credit to Hinata. Oh, she jumped in, declared her love, did something. I'm like, this bitch. Yeah, she had she had 3 panels in the manga. That's all she had. Oh my god, she didn't even do anything. She had 3 pages or something.
Like,
I mean, in the anime, they gave her a whole episode.
dog, that blew my mind. Because you guys know, like,
For a
I
whole
didn't,
episode.
like, I didn't watch the anime. I got in via the manga. I like watched for key moments in the anime. And so I actually didn't see that part. I was waiting to see Naruto freak out, so I actually skipped the Hinata versus Pain part. And when I found out that Hinata was throwing punches at Pain and Pain's actually having to dodge and has like a concerned look at one point, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There's no way.
She even slapped him.
Oh my god, yo. So I want
No,
to
but she got dealt with in 3 seconds though. That's what I mean. Like everyone thinks it's such a big accomplishment, but she was fodder. She was like nothing.
and that's also Pain. He recovered his energy, but that's also Pain where you can tell like he's more so like, look, I got the Nine Tails on his leash. Get out of my pet store. That's kind of how he's looking at her, man. Like he's like,
so
get out of my
cute.
pet store. He's been adopted.
Yeah, he's mine now.
Oh yeah, and that's where people argue, right? They say, "Oh, look, Hinata helped and Sakura didn't." But then I'm like, "Wait a second, Sakura's a medical ninja. She's doing her job. She was saving people's lives. And on top of that, Hinata's the one that has the Byakugan. She saw through the smoke and said, "Look, Naruto's in trouble. I need to go in." Sakura
Yes.
don't have that shit.
Yeah,
So what was she
nobody
meant to
else
do?
did.
Was she meant to let the ninja die and then say, "Oh, I'm going. You die, by the way, and I'm gonna go help Naruto"? That's so stupid.
Because it's not just about Naruto, it's about the people as well. And I'm pretty sure if she was to actually be the one to go out there and get beat up by Pain, they'd call her useless anyway.
So I have a
Oh
question
my
about
god, that's so true.
Yeah.
I have a question about that too, because we know that's going to happen. But let's remove all the 4 rules about the medical ninja. Like when it comes to the Pain arc, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, she didn't do anything in the Pain arc." I mean, let's take out the fact she was healing people. Let's take out the fact that she one-shots one of these summonings that all these Jonin were struggling with. Let's just remove that, okay?
Right.
So when people say that, you have to remember that like Sakura's interaction in the manga when it comes to Naruto versus Pain, the last thing that Sakura was actually told about how Naruto was doing was that Naruto was effortlessly taking out the 6 paths of pain. Like the Hyuga clan member that's with her looks at Sakura and says he just took out one of the pains, and then Tsunade arrives. And the next thing that Sakura finds out about an update is that Hinata's run onto the battlefield, and her concern goes from worrying about the village in Naruto to actually saying, is Pain gonna kill Hinata. And the anime, I feel like the anime did not convey that, because everyone says she did absolutely nothing, or she had a Hyuga clan member there feeding her information, but there's nothing that proves that the dude is giving her a play-by-play of the fight.
Yeah, he wasn't giving her a play-by-play.
Yeah, I don't get it, because even if Sakura jumped in and helped, and the same thing happened to her that what happened to Hinata, it would be a point for them still in their argument. They'll be like, look, it proves that she's useless. But because Hinata did it, it's like, no, she's the waifu.
And plus, even if she went out there, right, she's the only medical ninja left. So it doesn't make logical sense for her to do that, because she's going to go fight the guy that killed Kakashi. If she went out there and got killed, then who's going to take care of everybody else? Because Tsunade's down and Shizune's actually dead.
Thank you. That was actually the next point. Thank you.
There is nobody left.
Yeah.
And Sakura's aware of that. So like Tsunade is in a comatose state. Shizune's dead. The village has been destroyed. Tsunade gave up all of her chakra. And Tsunade, I mean, she's part Uzumaki, so she's got a lot of chakra. She gave up all of her chakra just to keep the remaining villagers alive from Pain's jutsu. I mean, like, Pain used up all of the chakra that was available to the Diva Path in order to do that. So there's no one there. And that's one of the laws about the medical ninja. The first clause is that a medical ninja can never stop medical treatment until the lives of their party members come to an end. The second rule is that a medic ninja should never go to the front lines. The third rule is that no medics shall ever die until they're the last person of their platoon. And then the fourth rule is that they can't break any of those rules until they have mastered the strength of 100 healing jutsu, which at that point in time, Sakura hadn't done yet.
Yeah, 100%. You're right.
And people like to say that she never goes above and beyond the pay grade, but yet she was not legally allowed to fight until she got the seal, but yet she did it anyway. She was fighting people since the sorcery arc.
How much of that's self-defense too? Because she went on the Kazekage
she
arc.
goes above and beyond. She does what she's not even told to do. And they say that she's useless, but yet she's doing stuff that she shouldn't be doing.
Nah, she's not useless. She's not useless though, because Sasuke #1 dick rider here. But
hey, hold on. Who's on Sasuke's dick more? Is that you or is that me? Because people send it to me Sasuke videos.
Both of us.
Yo, I don't like personal opinion. Now we're fighting over Sasuke's dick. This is perfect.
No, I personally don't like it when people call Sasuke an emo and all this, man. Because I'm like, Rav, all of us would be like him if our whole clan and family died in front of us, man. I don't get it. It's like, he's acting pretty normal to me. But anyway, yeah, even Sasuke said in the Shinochiyo arc, he said, my wife isn't weak.
I mean,
so why would he say that? That's like saying Sasuke is stupid.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean,
let's not forget the fact that Sakura saved Sasuke from Gaara.
Yeah.
Gaara was about to kill him.
And see, that's another thing in that arc too. Like, she was, when Kabuto is going through the genjutsu and everything, putting everybody on genjutsu, she's the one that snapped out of. She's the one that snaps out. And like earlier in that arc, in the tuning exams, like around chapter 20, you actually see Sasuke stating that like Sakura's the best genjutsu user out of anyone on the team. This is Sasuke with a one Tomoe Sharingan, and he's saying that her genjutsu is the best on the team, but all of a sudden she's useless. I've never understood that. That's hella praise from Sasuke.
Yeah,
Sasuke never actually tells people that kind of thing.
I mean, did he even compliment Naruto on his strength? Like in the first part of the series? I know he said he wanted to fight him. He's one of the ones.
Yeah, he gets jealous. He gets jealous when the water tanks.
He did get jealous.
So I mean,
he was also mad about that time.
That's fair.
Yeah, he did acknowledge him then, because jealousy is the best kind of acknowledgement.
I think after that water tank scene is what pushes him to say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to rush Naruto.
Yeah, he saw Naruto was bigger. That's what that was.
Oh my god. Alright, so the next point is that okay, I'm not gonna lie, I agree with this one, but then I didn't realize that it's the anime filler.
Yeah.
Basically, she punches Naruto too much and treats him like trash. Because even in the latest Boruto episode, she punched him for no reason, and I was like, "What the hell was that?" So you guys can defend this one. I'm not defending it.
I think Ian can get this one because he made a really good video about it before. So you can go ahead and take that one if you want.
Yeah, so when it comes to like Sakura punching Naruto, I constantly say if you have not read the Naruto manga, you owe it to yourself as a fan because there's so much stuff that the anime adds that wasn't in the manga. And one thing that they do that they play up a lot is Sakura just bashing Naruto to the point where Naruto should have brain damage. Like Sakura hits Naruto, I believe it's like 14 to 16 times in the whole 700 chapters of the manga. And every time she does it, Naruto's either done something stupid, he's done something to embarrass the team, or she's doing it in order to prevent him from doing something that's going to get the team in trouble. Like a perfect example of that is like she's choking out Naruto when everyone in the tuning exams is looking at him, when Naruto calls everybody out and everybody's about to jump on his ass at that moment. Sakura punches him and puts him in a headlock and starts apologizing. That's part of a shonen trope about basically you got the idiot main character, hot-blooded female character. When these two mix, I mean, the blows happen, but as Naruto matures, as he matures throughout the series, like after the tuning exam, Sakura completely eases up on Naruto, doesn't really hit him again. And you get at one point, like in the manga's run, it's almost 3 years before she even bops this dude. And it's once again because Naruto's doing something stupid, like when he uses the sexy jutsu or when he calls Sakura his girlfriend in front of Minato. Like, other than that, I mean, it's comedy reasons, but once Naruto matured, Sakura starts looking at him and she sees him in a different light.
Exactly.
All right. Because I watched the anime, then I read the manga after, so. But you guys' memory is sick, man. Like, you're remembering part 1 really well. I don't remember part 1 from the top of my head. I have to, like, go back to the chapters and read it again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
How many times have you read the Naruto manga, Ian?
God, dog. I probably couldn't even count it, to be honest with you. Because, like, literally, like, on the bookshelf right behind me, I got all 72 volumes. And, like, I mean, because you can get through a volume in, like, an hour if you take your time reading. Because, I mean, it's 10 chapters.
Yeah.
And it's, like, 16 pages a chapter. So, I mean, it's probably over 20, to be honest. Because, like, when I do those what-ifs, that's why it takes so long to do. I literally read the manga front to back and just write down little small tidbits that fits according to that what if. So like I think I did 20 what ifs on the original channel, so at least 20 at a minimum. I know it's more than that.
Oh,
That's
wow.
insane.
I didn't realize that.
That is insane.
So, okay, the third point is that she only cares about Sasuke. And, okay, this has good arguments to it because she even broke up with her best friend Ino over Sasuke because they both liked Sasuke. And everyone is like, this is a bitch because bitches be doing that in real life too.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, but to be fair, and I think Joe can expand on this one though, like to be fair, when you say she only cares about Sasuke, if you go to the tuning exams, and that's before chapter 40, so if you go to the tuning exams, like you get to this moment where they have the written test and Sakura is getting ready to raise her hand to forfeit for Team 7 because she doesn't want Naruto's Hokage dream to fail. Like, Joe, you can take it from there.
Yeah, I can. So, I mean, yes, Naruto was about to fail his test, and she was actually willing to forfeit her exam just so she could stay with him and support his dream. And then we also have the fact that when Naruto was fighting people in his, tuning exam matches, she was always cheering for him. And to say she only cares about Sasuke is just nonsensical. Let's not forget that her main drive was to save the both of them. And the main reason why she went to go train with Tsunade is because she wasn't strong enough to help Naruto fight Sasuke.
That's chapter
so she wanted to be there to help him.
Wow, my man's saying chapter numbers and shit. What the hell?
That's chapter 237. That's chapter 237, man. Like, it's 236 when they find out that Choji's okay. 237, Sakura goes in to speak with Tsunade and Jiraiya's talking to Naruto. And like Joe said, she goes to speak to Tsunade. Chapter 238, that's when that 3-month time skip happens. And Sakura's been progressing on medical ninjutsu. And it's because she wants to help Naruto when they go to save Sasuke. Because she broke, she was about to break when she saw Naruto in the hospital.
Yeah, you're right. She loves Naruto so much. It's so obvious because you remember when he was training the Rasen Shuriken. I don't know if this was added filler scene, but because this scene was so sick, Sai goes up to Sakura, and because Sai's so inept in social, like how to socialize, he was cussing out Naruto, saying, "Oh, he's trash. He's never gonna become a Kage anyway." And Sakura gets so pissed, she's like punches the tree, and she says, "If you ever say one more thing, I'm gonna kill you right here." And she was defending Naruto. She was like, "You better not say anything bad about him one more time." And then Sai was like, "Oh shit, I was only testing you about your true feelings about him." So he just exposed that she loves him so much, innit? She's just a tsundere. She's just a tsundere. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't even know.
Pretty sure that was filler because I don't remember reading that in the manga. I might be mistaken.
Oh shit, that was a good scene, Ian. You need to see that.
Yeah, I want to say that was anime filler because, like I said, I remember the scene, but I don't think I remember reading that in the manga.
Yeah, same here. That's when he made the the umbrella made of ink, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the waterfall training. Because like the waterfall training should be like in volume 36, because that's when Asuma dies.
Oh, so it must have been a filler because, as I said, I watched anime more. But that was a good scene, man.
Yeah, I remember that one because when I was on Naruto base, people would point that out when they're making the passionate arguments about Naru Sakura versus Naru Hina, and that's one of the ones people will point to. It's like because around that time you had the Yamato line that was in the manga that Sakura can look at you and tell just how deeply you care for Naruto. You really then he gets cut off, and then you have that scene there. Like those came out really close together. So I can kind of see why people were using it as a point. But like I said, I don't think that was a manga, but that was a good ass scene because she crushes like the bark because she's getting that pissed off at Sakura.
Yeah, that was so badass, man. I love that. And
she cares. And then about the whole Ino thing, they became rivals over Sasuke, but they never actually stopped being friends per se. I mean, they still cared about each other. They were just at each other's, throats all the time. But they actually were still somewhat friends. I mean, they still were somewhat friendly to one another.
Yeah. But another point is, right, I think the people that say, like, she only cares about Sasuke, she's a bitch, I think, they probably haven't experienced love or something. Like, they haven't had that feeling. Because I don't know why you would say that, because you have to put it into that perspective that she's in love with this guy, and when you're in love with them, it's like it's something uncontrollable. She's obviously gonna act in that way. So I don't know, man.
I do agree with that. And the other thing is, it's like salty virgin comments withstanding. Like when it comes to love, like it's one of those things where it's really hard to define, especially when you got somebody like Sakura who, for as much outspoken she is, she's still that insecure little girl that Ino met. She's still that character that doesn't fully express herself well.
And you know what? Come on, man. She's the one that hugged Naruto in front of everyone when everyone wanted his D after he beat Pain. But Naruto was like, "Nah, this is my thing. I'm gonna hug Sakura."
Hey, and on that, and see, Adil, I know you do, you go on more of a deep dive than I do. You talk about the lore and some of the stuff with the culture and everything. Like, if I'm not mistaken, because I've talked to Joe about this in private, if I'm not mistaken, that whole thing with showing affection and everything, if you go back to that panel, when Sakura goes up and hugs Naruto, you got people looking away like they're intruding on a private moment.
Yeah, you're right.
Isn't
and
this
Sakura blushes a little, man.
Yeah. And that wasn't just in the anime, that's in the manga.
I mean, she's been blushing around Naruto since part 1. She's had moments where she does that.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good scene. And but we have to go back to the point of we have to debunk why people say she's useless. There's okay, so this is a big point. We talked about this off recording, but it's about she took too long to stab Obito's eye. You two can try and defend this. I don't know how to defend this.
That's a quick and easy point, because if people actually, read the manga version, it's a very, very quick sequence. We have Obito explain to Sakura the whole truth about the Rinnegan. Keep in mind, they do not know that Madara is coming because he can't use Kamui. So they're having their conversation, and then Madara proceeds to snatch Kakashi's eye and then use Rinnegan to come and get them. And the thing is, in the manga, you'll see that Obito tells Sakura to stab his eye, and literally in the same page or the next page, Madara appears. Yeah. And Madara has been shown to be as fast as light, and Sakura is not as fast as light. So she's clearly not fast enough to get to his eye before Madara kills her. I mean, the guy just pops up out of nowhere. They don't know he's coming, so.
And see, I want to add one more thing to that, because that's a damn good point. Like, the other thing that you have to look at on that is, let's not forget that when Obito rescued Sakura and took her into that Kamui dimension, Sakura's first reaction to feeling a bloodlusted Madara, her reaction to feeling that is she's literally at the point where she's like, I don't think I can breathe. That's how terrified she was at that point. That's something to really keep your mind on, because if you just go by the manga, she's experienced battle. Don't get me wrong, she's experienced battle, but she's not experienced bloodlust to that level. You could argue that Sasori was more so fascinated with Chio and was more irritated with her. That was a life or death situation, but life or death situation and bloodlust are two different things. Madara is a different beast.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't defend that.
You guys remember the chick? I know this is only an anime, but the chick had like the prayer beads in episode 322. She sees Madara and she found Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Jehovah, all of them.
Nah, Ian, I can't defend that. Why she didn't stab Obito's eye? You're a ninja. You should be able to do that. And can you guys defend the other one? Is that she destroys his seal and she just jumps into the fight, and then she doesn't strategize with Naruto and Sasuke, and then they have to go save her.
Well, I mean, you could easily debunk that with her dialogue. I mean, she says, "I'll be the distraction, follow me." So I mean, she's trying to distract Madara so they can get a shot at him. So her throwing herself at him, letting him impale her, I think that was part of her plan, considering the fact that she has her seal. And when they rescued her, she wasn't actually injured because she already had her regeneration active. So I think that was
good point.
her just being the distraction.
And they didn't know about the Limbo clones at the time either.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. That's the other thing people overlook.
Yeah, that's a good point. Then you defended that one. All right. So the next point is that
that she was controlled by Chio to beat Sasori, and that Sakura didn't do it by herself.
I love this point. This is my favorite one. She was not carried by Chio the entire time. She was carried at the beginning when Sasori had the two parents' puppets. No, that was when Chio had the parents' puppets. And then Chio had to control her, move her around, make her deflect the iron sand. But then when the cave collapsed and they were separated, Sakura was by herself. That's why Chio was telling Sakura to take cover. And then the Kazekage was going to, finish her off. And then Sakura faked her death and then one-shot the Kazekage puppet. And people seem to forget the fact that Sakura was the one who destroyed every single one of Sasori's main techniques. She broke the little Hiriko puppet, she broke the Kazekage, and she broke Sasori himself twice.
Yeah.
So
and another thing on that, like when you're talking about how Chio took over for the beginning of the fight, Chio acknowledges that I don't need to use the strings anymore. And like you were saying off stream, Chio moves on and she's using all 10 of her fingers in order to manipulate the puppets. At that point, Sakura had already got to the point where she was memorizing and had memorized Sasori's movements. And the anime adds this scene where you have Sakura training with Tsunade, and Tsunade saying that, you have to pick up on the most minuscule details about a ninja and how when they become Jonin plus that they can hide them, but you have to be very observant. And the Sasuke resident even picks up on the fact that Sakura has a photographic memory. So when you look at that can explain why all of a sudden Chio's watching and she's saying, I don't need to hold her hand anymore.
Exactly. And you can also just check the dialogue as well.
And you know what I don't understand, right? People always saying she has no development. I'm like, what the hell? She's the most developed character in Boruto out of all the females.
I mean, that's a low bar if you talk about Boruto,
man. That is a low bar. That is a low bar.
She's the best developed character in Boruto. Okay, in part 2 she was a bit trash, but when they all become adults, Sakura's the best character. I don't get it.
I think a lot of people acknowledge adult Sakura.
Yeah, a lot of people acknowledge that adult Sakura is great. A lot of people say that.
I just want adult Sakura to hit Naruto just to see them pissed off, though.
Yeah, they're gonna go right back to that.
Do you think the movies played a role? I didn't watch most of the movies.
I saw some of them, and yes, I believe the movies played a role as well.
What did they do? Did they make Sakura look like a bitch?
They made her hit him an awful lot in the movies.
I know the first
Shippuden, every time she does it, it's always justified.
And also, I mean, it's for comedy reasons. It's for comedy reasons
it's always
too.
Comedy.
You know, like people here, like over in the West, you know, so that's like your Europe, that's your over in America, so your North America, all that. You know, they look at it and they say, oh my God, this is abuse. And it's just like, we got slapstick humor here. You know, that's what the Three Stooges were. You know, Japan has like a whole sub-genre for stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just a running gag, and like they do it in Black Clover too, because Noelle likes Asta, and Noelle just cusses out Asta every time. She just says, you're idiot. She calls him Idiasta or something, calls him an idiot as a nickname. And I think it's just the same thing, man. And that's why...
Yeah, it's always been the same thing. It's just the tsundere thing.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Is that how you pronounce it? Tsundere?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, shit. I've been saying tsundere for like 5 years on the channel.
Hey, look, man. Look, I can't talk. Like, I know I butchered some of the names. I'll be like, yo, I don't care. The rest of the content is right. You gonna nitpick over a pronunciation?
Nah.
You miss me with that bullshit.
As long as they can understand what you're saying, but I don't get it, man. They'll be like, "Oh, you fucking pronounce this wrong. Kill yourself."
Nah, they miss me with that shit. Right,
but is there anything else? Because I think we all like Sakura.
We do have the thing where she cut her hair for no reason and did nothing. I don't think people understand what she did when she cut her hair. I don't think they understand the symbolic nature behind that.
Oh yeah, explain that.
Because if you look back, we remember that Sakura grew her hair out all long because she knew that Sasuke liked girls with long hair. So she specifically made an effort to do that so she could look like the type of girl that Sasuke would like. And she was always, being obsessed with getting Sasuke's attention. But then when she's cutting her, and then when that happens, right, she's literally being held back by her hair because the girl's grabbing her by her hair, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the same way how that mentality to just get with Sasuke is holding back her ability to become a competent ninja. So when she cuts off that hair, she's letting go of that immature nature. Because once you see after that fight in the Forest of Death, she's able to match Ino and counter her abilities and actually find a way to almost beat her. Had that been the long hair Sakura, she wouldn't have done that because she wouldn't be that competent.
100%.
Because when you go with that Ino fight, one thing they make abundantly clear, people thought Ino was going to win that fight because Ino was the stronger of the two. And just how Sasuke went through a metamorphosis, a change, if you will, in the Forest of Death at that moment, that was preceded by Sakura cutting that hair. That was almost foreshadowing for the change that was going to come in with Sasuke. People overlook that Kishimoto isn't as good as someone like, say, Eiichiro Oda or Togashi when it comes to the foreshadowing and symbolism. But when he does it, he has his strokes of brilliance. That's one of them.
Exactly.
I do want to meet Kishimoto one day and ask him, like, what's his biggest regrets with Naruto? Like, the whole story. Because he must have, like, some...
Yeah, I'm sure
do you think he's admitted any? Well, is Sakura one of them that he regrets? Like, oh,
I don't think he regrets her. I think he's fine with it.
Because he did say in an interview, he said a lot of fans and people have been telling him that Sakura's a bitch or something, like, and he tried to make her character in part 2 more likable, but it didn't work out.
Well, see, even then though, like when you look at that, I remember when this, like, not that interview, but there was one that came out in 2012, so a couple years before the manga ends. In 2012, Kishimoto was making all these press runs because of Naruto Road to the Ninja. And that was like a big deal because he was doing the storyboards for the movie. He had never done that for any movie before and was very hands-on in the development of the script. And one thing that he said at Jump Fiesta the year before in 2011 was, it's either 11 or 12, but he said that, I know when it comes to Sakura, people feel a certain way, but her time's coming. She's going to show you why she's the main heroine of the series. And what's so crazy is he says that like he's almost defending her, and then when he gets to 2017, we get this revisionist history. He's like, yeah, these people came up to me and they never really liked her. And it's just like the popularity polls show that she was, for a majority of the series, she didn't fall out until about volume 43. So that's the volume where Toby tells Sasuke truth about the Uchiha clan. it's at that moment Sakura falls out the top 10 in the popularity poll, but she was consistently one of the higher ranking popular characters. It wasn't until after Hinata confessed for Naruto that all of a sudden Hinata starts overcoming Sakura in popularity polls, and people like, Sakura's such a bitch. I can't believe she played with Naruto's feelings. That's like, I think in the 400s. Like with that false confession.
Oh yeah, how are you gonna defend that shit?
Oh yes, beautiful. I can defend that one perfectly. All right,
you can approach the bar.
All right.
I can't defend that shit, man.
I can't either.
So the false confession, right? If we look back, we have the moment where Sai is, talking about how Naruto's feeling and how he's enduring all this pain for her and for the promise that he made to her. He's literally guilt tripping her, telling her that she's like a curse mark on Naruto, right?
He actually says that.
Yeah, he says it. He calls her a curse mark. And
Shut up, seriously.
Yeah, and the promise that Naruto made to her was to bring back Sasuke, and that's tearing Naruto up. He's getting beat up by Karui, and he's, mentally going crazy.
Because Naruto has a panic attack. I remember.
Right. And let's not forget back when he fought Orochimaru, he turned Four Tails because he was trying to get Sasuke back, the rage inside of him, and it was tearing his body up. And now that Sai tells her that Naruto is in love with her, and he's doing this because he loves her, she lies to Naruto because she's thinking, hey, if I can convince Naruto that I love him, he'll stop, because he's only doing this because he loves me. That's what she thinks, because that's what Sai told her. So she lies and tells him that, that she loves him and that he doesn't need to chase Sasuke. She specifically says not to chase Sasuke because she doesn't care about him anymore. And then even after he figures out that she was lying, and then she gets mad and she tells him, Naruto, I'm doing this because I want you to take care of yourself. You're always talking about Sasuke this and that, and Sasuke that, getting yourself in dangerous situations. You're the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. You should return to the leaf right away. Worry about your own skin for once. She lied to him so she can protect him from going to fight Sasuke again and getting himself hurt. She's trying to remove the burden from his shoulders.
But he goes to fight Sasuke anyway. What happened? She went to fucking join Sasuke.
She didn't go to join Sasuke. She went to kill Sasuke. Her initial plan was to pretend to join Sasuke
and then kill him.
Yeah, but then Sasuke's like, okay, if you want to join me, then finish off Karin. And she couldn't do it because she's not evil. And then that's how Sasuke knew she was lying. And that's why he sneak attacked her. Because if she was actually evil, she would have had no problem with killing Karin.
Yeah, I can't defend that.
Yeah, see, I was trying to go through the manga volumes while you guys are talking, because I know it's between like 47 and 47 still pain arc. So it's between 48 and 51. Because volume 51 is where Sakura actually goes to Naruto and gives that false confession. I was trying to find that side scene, but you got to understand how big that is for Sai to even compare it to a curse mark. So earlier in that arc, they find out that Sai can't speak anything negative about Danzo because there's a curse seal on his tongue. So if he says anything, either the tongue blows up. They don't say exactly what's going to happen, but essentially he loses his tongue. He's going to end up dying. He's going to choke on his own words, basically. And Sai compares Sakura to that. That's like being called the lowest of the low. That hits Sakura to a point where she breaks down and starts crying. Mm-hmm. That's huge. This is the same Sakura who, when she saw, first when she finds out about the curse of the Jinchuriki and she finds out what Naruto's being hunted for, she has moments of concern for him. Then she actually, in the next arc after that, in the Tenchi Bridge arc, she actually sees Naruto transform into a version of the Kyuubi. She sees that Four Tails. And
she doesn't listen, and then she gets whacked.
But how much of that was she didn't listen, and how much of that was because she says it when she's running up to him. She has a monologue. She says, Naruto, I don't care anymore. We don't have to chase Sasuke, because she didn't realize Naruto was putting himself through that much pain and torture just to bring Sasuke back. That's huge. All that had to have gone through her head in that moment when Sai called her a curse mark, because
I need a friend like Naruto, man. Shit.
Yeah, just hope she don't hit you.
Now, honestly, because when you think about how, when Sasuke was seeing Naruto's memories in the Ninshushi at the end of the fight, that hit me hard, man. I was like, there's no people like Naruto in real life, man. I would have given up ages ago. It's just not realistic what Naruto is doing, man.
Oh, no.
Of course not, no.
No, he chased Sasuke for what was it? It was 2.5 years. that he was training with Jiraiya. And then I believe it was almost a year that passed before the war arc started, because it ends on Naruto's birthday. So essentially 3 years of his life, he's chasing Sasuke. And Sasuke tried to kill him twice. He tried to kill him twice during that time. And people are like, oh, well, Sakura's chasing, Sakura's chasing Sasuke. Sasuke almost killed her. What the fuck does that say about Naruto?
Exactly, because the thing is, they're both chasing Sasuke. That's what the plot of the story is coming from. They're chasing Sasuke, both of them. So if you want to get on Sakura for chasing Sasuke, get on Naruto for it, because they're both doing the same thing. And they're both being
can
treated
you
the
guys
same way.
explain something quickly to me? I know this is embarrassing because I talk about Naruto a lot. But you know, in the start of Shippuden, when they meet Sasuke again, is that a dream sequence or is that they actually met him?
Oh, no, that's real. That's real.
Yeah. See, what Shippuden did, because you got to go back to the time period, right?
So was that the future?
Yeah, because when that came out, like, so the anime did like 80 episodes of filler after they adapted chapter 237, and before they got to 238, they did 80 episodes of filler, and it's because the anime was starting to catch the manga at the time. And so when they did Shippuden, they had this huge marketing campaign. The next generation's coming. The next generation, everybody who reads the manga already knew what's happening. So part of the way to draw in those people they might have lost some filler is to show that moment 2 arcs later when Sasuke is about to basically blow up Orochimaru's hideout. That was a hype moment. That was like almost clickbaiting you to watch everything that's getting ready to happen.
Right. Okay, because that hooked me in instantly, and then Sasuke could have killed, because Sasuke was so OP at that point. He made all of them look like a joke.
He was and then.
Yeah, and he only let Naruto live on a whim. Why didn't Sasuke? I forgot, but why didn't Sasuke kill them there?
Orochimaru grabbed his hand and told him they should leave.
Yeah,
oh my God.
You can argue he was about to try and use Kirin, because he had the same hand gesture. Now, whether or not he could actually do it or whether it be a weaker version, that's up for debate. But I mean, he ran through Team 7. Yes, Naruto was weakened, but I mean, like, Yamato's got Hashirama cells. Sai was clearly stronger than the other members of Team 7. Naruto without the QB chakra, because Sai was easily holding his own when Naruto was trying to attack him when they all ganged up on him.
Yeah.
And Sasuke just ran
Naruto was the weakest? Wasn't Naruto the weakest one base to base?
I wouldn't go that far, because like Sakura improved a lot, but like Naruto, like, just like sheer chakra, Naruto
that would overpower her skill.
Like, I mean, Sakura's skill, that's another thing though. Because like that whole thing of being able to focus chakra in your fist and crack the ground and do so at point blank range, like I believe it's Kakashi or it's Jiraiya that says that's pinpoint chakra control. That's hyping up what happened in the beginning of the series when Sakura was shown to have the best chakra control in Team 7 in the Land of Waves arc, and then Ebisu and Kakashi state over and over that she perfectly balances chakra. So she actually got better with chakra control during the 2.5-year time skip.
Yeah. I think we covered everything, if not most things.
Yeah, but I think the only one we haven't really discussed yet in detail is the fact that they say she has no good fights and that she doesn't develop. That's about it. Everything else you kind of already said.
See, I don't know if I agree with the development part. Because if you look at where she was when she got introduced, and everyone wants to say, well, she called Naruto an orphan. Okay, I grew up without a father. I don't care if you call me a bastard. Get over it. But like, everyone says that she called Naruto an orphan. She's absolutely horrible. But the fact that you see her go from can't standing Naruto, telling Sasuke in chapter 4 that she thinks that Naruto only does this stuff in order to get on her nerves, and because Naruto knows that she has feelings for somebody, she doesn't say Sasuke. And then in the Land of Waves arc, she saves Naruto. Then in the Chunin exam, she is willing to throw away, because Ibiki says that if you raise your hand, your team will never be allowed to be Chunin. You'll always be a Genin. Sakura is essentially about to throw her ninja career away, all to protect Naruto's dream of being Hokage. That is huge. That itself is character development. Even if he says that you can't be ninja again, if it's one of those things where he says you might not be able to retake the exams, that's still huge. That's essentially saying that I believe in my teammate even having the chance, or I want my teammate to have this chance. That's development. Look at where she started and look where she got to that point. That in itself is character development.
Yeah, I think the reason why people say she doesn't develop is because they confuse it with someone like, to say, Gaara or Sasuke, because her development is not as dramatic and crazy as theirs, so they automatically label it as none whatsoever. But her development is more so on her maturity and her worldview and the way she treats other people and becoming an actual ninja, whereas Gaara and Sasuke, they're going through psychological changes because of trauma. So people seem to just label that as not having development at all, but it's just a different level of it, you know?
So you think that Sasuke definitely benefited more from the melodrama?
I would say that Sasuke's development it's more complex than hers because he's actually experiencing a whole lot more than she is. Like, he's going through trauma and, you know, confusion and being lied to and all that stuff and massacre of his clan. So he has a lot more going on with his character than, say, Sakura does. So she still has development, but it's not as drastic and complicated.
Nah, and Kishimoto said that he wanted to make Sakura one of the most realistic characters, and I think he did it, man. To be honest,
He did. I believe he did.
I think Sakura is one of the most realistic human characters in Naruto because we're all trash, man. Like we all have flaws, and she has it, and she displays it.
I say that all the time. She's the realest one we've got.
And if we're real though, let's be real for a second. And I know I'm gonna get accused of being a Sakura dick rider for this, but I'm just gonna say it for what it is. Like, let's look at the character of Sakura for a second. I'm gonna give credit to Joe for this, because until he tweeted this, I said, "Damn, that's pretty good right there. I'm gonna steal this shit." Like, he said, if you look at Sakura, she didn't come from a clan. She was somebody who started her ninja career. She was one of the smart ones in the class, but she wasn't the smartest. And she's supposed to be doing D rank missions, so catching cats and little small stuff. And one of her first missions is an A rank mission going up against Zabuza, someone who tried to assassinate the Mizukage. So essentially she's going up against somebody you could argue was Kage level at that point in the series, and she's fresh from the academy. She was out of her element, and any normal person would be shitting themselves. Naruto and Sasuke rose to the occasion, but Naruto's got the main character plot armor going for him, and Sasuke's driven by his vengeance. Like, Sasuke was shown taking out those tuning in the early part of the arc as, okay, Sasuke's not going to freeze up in battle. Even Naruto froze at that point. Like, Sakura doesn't really check out of her fear until she sees Sasuke potentially dead, and she's telling Tazuna all about all the things that drilled into her head in the academy. That's essentially showing that she's got book smarts, but she hasn't learned those life lessons of what we call street smarts at that point.
Exactly, and that's how real people are. Like, let's say you train to be a cop, right? Like, you train to be a cop, you know all the stuff, you know all that stuff, you know, and you've prepared yourself, but then you actually experience some of these things. It's much more difficult than what you read and, you know, studied.
Yeah.
Personal experience trumps, you know, studies.
Yeah, it does.
You can train in the army all you want, but then once those bombs start falling, you get scared.
Yeah, you're right, 100%.
Like, my uncle's a cop, and I can tell you a story on this. My uncle's a cop, and one thing that, you know, he tried telling me, like, 2014, like, you know, when all this stuff about blue lives and Black Lives Matter and everything was going on, my uncle pulled me to the side, because, you know, on my personal accounts and everything, I got very vocal. My uncle found out about it. He said, well, you do know that, you know, I'm a cop, and, you know, when you got into trouble, because I was a little shithead growing up, you know, so it was like, when you got in trouble, you know, I was the one that kept you from getting the record. That's how I can work for the government now, because, like, some of the things I did, I should have serious offenses, but my uncle pulled strings on it. And one thing that my uncle told me was, like, hey, you know, when you go through all your training, you know, they tell you nothing can prepare you for what's about to happen. One of my uncle's first assignments was, he was doing a ride along with, ride along's the wrong term, but he's doing a ride along with the person that's supervising him, right? And they go to just a routine domestic issue. And so what ends up happening is they actually hear gunshots, and like the shots go out the window and glass is breaking and everything. And what my uncle said was like he thought that they ran over a power line or something, because you just see like the sparks and everything, and you hear like the little dun-dun, and he's thinking, oh man, you got to pull over and check the car before we go in there. And the guy that's driving him saying like, no, we just got shot at, and he's on the radio saying shots fired and everything. Well, my uncle said when he found out about that, he was frozen, because the first thing goes through his head is like, I got a 2-year-old daughter at home. I can't die on my first day. That's Sakura right there.
Crazy. Wow.
Exactly.
I mean, so Joe made it like that post you put. Like I said, I'm not lying. I read that and I was just like, shit. I never thought of this one.
Yeah.
Like, man, that was good.
Like I know,
out there, man.
like I know this Sakura thing is a meme at this point. It's uncontrollable. I think it's dying out, but like I still do it in some of my videos because it's a joke. It's funny. It's easy to put. It's an easy joke, but like I don't actually believe it. I think like I think Hinata is so trash in comparison to Sakura. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather want a girl like Sakura in real life than Hinata. Like Hinata's fucking boring.
That's what I'm saying. Like I honestly believe if you spend one day with Sakura, you have more fun with her than 1 year with Hinata.
Yeah, it's so true, man. I feel the same way.
So
like, cause Hinata would be too shy. She won't say shit.
And the other thing too, and again, we talk about this on the stream. Let's be real for a second. Like, do you want to bet that Naruto had to get Hinata to sign a consent form before they had sex? Because I think he had to. Because, like, she's passing out when she sees this dude. So they getting ready to do the dirty. They've already kissed and all this stuff in Naruto last and had the Genjutsu dream with memories and everything. But she's Naruto, let's say Naruto, because Naruto's in that kinky shit. Like, let's say Naruto uses, like, some shadow clones or something. She sees naked Narutos with sausage links and meatballs swinging all over the place. You don't think that she passed out?
Yeah,
Naruto's got to sit there and wait for her to wake up and say, hey, okay, like, hey, like my man lost his erection and everything. He had to go eat some ramen.
Yup.
Like, I'm not even saying to bash the character, but like that's because of how they overplayed this whole shy, fidgeting Hinata thing. Like, I didn't dislike her character till I started watching the anime episodes when I did the first channel, and I saw how they were doing it. I'm like, holy shit, she's so fucking annoying. This shy no to like that shit's so annoying.
Exactly. I don't see the appeal. Like, I think she was okay in part one. In part one, she was tolerable because she liked him, but she wasn't, falling all over herself.
Yeah, she told me
because she was still dealing with the whole Neji thing. She had her own problems. But then in part two, that falls apart, and here she is swooning and fainting every time she sees him. I'm just like, what's the appeal?
And just on that part, like one knock I always have on Hinata, I say, well, Hinata's character growth is like largely because of Naruto, but like one thing that like I overlook in part one is because it's good writing. Like Chunin exams is probably some of Kishimoto's best writing. Like in the Chunin exams, we don't know anything about Hinata. When Naruto first introduces her to the audience, we get told that, oh, this is this creepy weirdo who looks away every time I look at her, and so you're like, okay, this is fodder. But then in the Chunin exams, when she's going against Neji, we know Neji's supposed to be this super harsh badass. She's getting mentally broken down, and when Naruto cheers her on, it's like, okay, well, that's totally in character for Naruto, because Naruto's just pissed off because he's probably thinking Neji's talking about him indirectly without even realizing it. But like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then you get like the branch system, and it's just like, wait a second, Neji hates this character for something that she doesn't even have control over, and you get this bigger conversation about the class system. I think you did a video on that deal where you're talking about how the Hyuga clan was based off the caste system or something. I believe that was you who did that.
Yeah, well, where they all do incest and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yusuf talked about that, yeah.
See, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Kishimoto was dropping quite a few different things in there to where you legit could have had a whole arc centered around Hinata and Neji, and you have to throw Team 7 in there to tell it from their perspective. Like, you could have had a whole arc dealing with that fallout with the dynamics of the Hyuga clan, and it could have did so much for Hinata's character.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't understand what's going on in Boruto with the Hyuga clan, because, like, the Naruto's last movie just happened, and the Hyuga clan was a big impact in that. What the flip's going on? Because now Because you see, all these Otsutsuki have Byakugan. I want to know the power scheme, man. I want to know everything about the Byakugan.
Hey, a little fun thing on that. In the Naruto the Last novelization, in that, one of the things they point out is that, like, Taneri and his father actually calls the Hyuga clan their distant cousins. Like, not distant relatives, but he refers to them as distant cousins. And he says that their clans are linked. But he was spying on Hinata with his father. They have some type of jutsu where even though they don't have eyes, they can actually see through chakra. And they were keeping tabs on the Hyuga clan at the exact same time. And I don't know whether or not that's with the Byakugan because of how everything's linked and how the Byakugan is needed for the Tenseigan to awaken, because you have to mix the two different chakra types. But it's one of those things where the novel hinted that there's potential, because there was an Otsutsuki clan civil war on the moon. So that could be something they touch on.
Yeah, I want them to do that in the future. Like, you know, I think this is a possible plot hole. Let me ask you something. Basically, you know Hagoromo and Hamura, right? Hamura took the job of, he said, I'm going to go to the moon and I'm going to protect the Guido statue and all that, right? So then when Madara fucking summoned the Guido statue and all this tree business and all that, what was he doing that whole time, the Otsutsuki?
Now, Taneri's father was still alive at that point. His father was still alive.
But all the rest were dead.
Yeah, because it was Taneri and her father. They had because the Tenseigan weapon, what they ended up doing with Hamura's chakra, and I think it was the Byakugans that were on there. That's how they powered the Tenseigan chakra weapon, and that was one of the things that they used. But like, if I'm not mistaken, when the novel touched on that, that was one of those things where they made it clear that Taneri was the last one up there. So like, when the Guido statue was summoned down there the first time. When Madara did what he did, like the first time, whatever, but like the second time, you have to keep in mind that like Taneri, when Naruto the Last in the movie, when he's talking, he specifically mentions Madoru Uchiha. So he's aware of what happened. And that's what pushes him to want to not blow up the earth, but essentially use that chakra weapon to wipe out all life on Earth and repopulate the earth. And the novel touches on this part, repopulate Earth, because he was going to put a bunch of babies into Hinata. He specifically says that they're going to repopulate the earth with their children. Hinata's about to be busy. Naruto saved her.
Wow.
Yeah, I can send you a link to the novelization. That shit's crazy.
Right, so then Urashiki comes. So do you think there's an Otsutsuki king? Because Urashiki says that the main branch saw everything.
I kind of think you have to say that. Like, because think about it, like, Urashiki, he does throw some shade, because he says, like, hey, look at Momoshiki-chan, but once Momoshiki hears him, he's like, oh, that's Momoshiki sensei, or whatever he calls him. He refers to him in a, I forgot the term that the Japanese use, but he refers to him with that
like a senpai
term.
type thing.
Yeah. And then Kinshiki refers to Momoshiki with the formality, like he's got some type of rank over him. I mean, I think there is kind of like how the Hyuga, because we know Taneri's clan had a branch in the main system. It only makes sense that the Otsutsuki clan has a branch in main system. That's why they move in pairs. I want to kind of go back to the pain arc. I really want to know what you guys think would have happened. Let's say Sakura, when she gets that intel, or let's say the Hyuga clan dude tells her that Hinata doesn't tell her Hinata goes out there, but before that happens, he says like, okay, Naruto's been pinned down. How much do you think could have changed if Sakura would have went out there with an incomplete Byakugo and tried to buy Naruto time? Because like in the anime, I know that they had Hinata touch the chakra rods and knock some of them free, which like Adil said, it did not happen in the manga. It was 3 fucking panels. Like, how well do you think Sakura could have done given that? And I know, Joe, you've looked at the data book stats on the 2 characters because you did that Sakura versus Hinata sprite fight on your channel. How well do you think that Sakura could have done just based off of your research on that?
Personally, I don't think she'd do that well, considering how you know, Pain has his manipulation over the air. You know, he's got the low force push and all that stuff. I don't think she would have done too well. But had she got in his face, I mean, if she was smart enough to whip out, you know, like her chakra scalpels or maybe body derangement, if she were to hit him, she could do some serious damage because, you know, he is of course being controlled from a distance by chakra. So if she was to mess up his chakra flow by using body derangement or a chakra scalpel to paralyze his body, that'd be a problem for him because he can't exactly heal himself. So if she cuts his tendons, that'd be some serious damage. But I don't see her actually landing any hits on him though, because it is Pain after all.
Yeah, same. I think it would have been the same thing. She would have just broken some things off Naruto and then she
Yeah,
would have...
I think she could break some rods, but actually hitting Pain, I don't think so. But if she could do damage for sure.
And I think Naruto would have gone 8 tails for Sakura too.
Yeah, if
He still had the crush on her.
Naruto would have gone crazy.
He still had the crush. I mean, that's a good point. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Sakura slower than Hinata too at that
In
point?
the data book 3, I think Sakura is like a 3.5 in speed, or was it that intelligence? Hang on,
I'm looking at it right here. I got it right here. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
She's a 3 in speed.
And Hinata was like a 3 as well, or a 3.5. I don't remember.
Hinata is 1, 2. Oh shit, Hinata's actually slower. Hinata's a 2.5.
Okay, right. No, Hinata had a 3.5 in Taijutsu and Sakura. Right.
Yeah, it's the Taijutsu where she's got the edge on her. Okay, so like on the Sakura
Yeah,
thing,
Sakura would beat Hinata easily.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm not even touching that one.
I'm trolling.
I'm not touching that.
I'm
Like,
trolling, man. Joe
adult,
said yeah.
if we
You
say
don't-
adult,
you
I'll
don't
argue for
gotta touch- you
adult
don't gotta beat
Sakura,
that
but I'm
horse.
not touching that one. Like, that's
I'm
a
not
comment
touching
section
that
flame war. All right. I'm gonna let Joe do the outro. You're the attorney for Sakura. You know, attorneys always kind of ride out into the sunset, make that sweet closing argument. So you tell people why Sakura is not useless. You're talking to the jury right now.
Okay, bet. I like this. Okay, so given the evidence provided, we have the fact that Sakura has been saving the lives of countless characters, including the lives of Sasuke and Naruto themselves. She has also been one of the few characters to actually effectively defeat an Akatsuki member. She's not useless because without her, a lot of important people would be dead, and if those important people were dead, the story would have ended a long time ago and would result in the world being destroyed eventually. Considering the fact that she's done all of these things and the fact that the story has been, that some of the characters that impact the story by so much have been carried by her, it effectively proves that she's not useless because without her, the world would be destroyed a long time ago. Another point that we forgot to bring up was the fact that she actually stopped Kaguya from escaping, which gave Naruto and Sasuke a second chance to seal her away. So she saved the world with a single punch. Just
Shit,
saying.
she's the hero of the story. I don't mean to cut in.
Oh, you can high key say she saved the world.
That ain't high key. That's definite, dude.
So, given those things, not useless at all. If anybody's useless, it could be Hinata. Just saying.
Cream pie Hinata shirts on the Naruto Explained Teespring.